It's absolutely incredible. And I got to tell you, having been in the trucking business for over 30 years, I have never walked into a place like this that had everything.
That's awesome.
And I'm amazed. I'm absolutely amazed that it's a one-stop shop like this.
Welcome to Joplin.
Mr. Bryan, how are you?
Glad to be here.
Good to have you, little man. Well, we've got Rodney Timms, Sean Young, and Brenton Young here.
Yes, sir.
And now, you guys have never toured 4-state trucks before, have you?
No, sir. This is exciting.
You've made it to about as far as the sales counter. Well, today, we're going to take you through the whole walking tour, and I got a feeling you're going to be quite surprised. Before we do that, I've seen your awesome-looking tractor trailers and the A.T.T.A.C.A. Why don't you tell us, Mr. Rodney, what's A.T.T.A.C.A. and kind of what's your mission here?
Well, A.T.T.A.C.A. stands for All Truckers Together Against Child Abuse. We believe child abuse is one of the most horrendous things out there, and we want to raise awareness to it. I'm actually a child abuse survivor, so I couldn't just not do anything for the kids because I know how they feel, and we're trying to unite the trucking industry to get the word out.
Well, you know, I find that there's still a brotherhood among truckers out there, and they care about this country, especially the youth of this country. So I'm hoping A.T.T.A.C.A. spreads like wildfire, and this thing grows wings, and I bet you there's going to be a tremendous amount of good done by it. So I know here at 4-State, we've only become familiar just a short time ago, but we're excited about what the future holds.
We're excited too, Bryan.
You know, without further ado, let me show you what we do here at 4-State.
Let's check this out.
Come on in, guys. Hey fellas, we're real proud of our store here in Joplin. I mean, it's kind of chopped up into 3 or 4 different rooms, but it's so neat to watch guys walk through that door and they come in, they're on their phone, and they say, "You're not going to believe where I'm at." I mean, this is kind of like a Cabela's for truckers. Yeah,
you're absolutely right.
We've laid everything out. It's a lot like a Walmart or a Target. Everything's out where pretty much they can touch it, feel it, the prices on it, which our customers tell us they really like the fact that everything's priced. I mean, we're not embarrassed of our price. They don't have to carry something up to the counter and ask a salesman, "What's this sell for?" You know, it's all right there. So something else we did is we've grouped it up. You know, if a guy's got a Freightliner, we've got a Freightliner section. He can go over there, find stuff for his truck. He doesn't have to wander up and down throughout the whole store. Peterbilt section, Kenworth, Volvo, so on and so forth. So, you know, some of our big categories are front bumpers, as you can imagine.
Right.
Seating, fenders, grills, sun visors, exhaust. Exhaust is a big category. You know, everybody that buys a used Peterbilt, Kenworth, or Freightliner, what's the first thing they do? They go to the chrome shop, change out the pipes.
Change out the pipes, yes, sir.
But I'll walk you around here and I'll show you some of the incidentals.
Okay, great.
Another thing that's pretty cool is, now we did this 15 years ago, but look at the selection of seats. They're all hooked up to air, so a driver can actually come in here, air this thing up, recline, check it out, just like when you go to the furniture store to buy a new recliner or sofa. Much the same thing here, and a big selection. This is where a driver spends 15, 18 hours a day.
Right.
If there's a place a guy ought to splurge and spend some money on himself, it's probably right here.
Right here.
Maybe a little bit more so than a train horn, huh?
Exactly, exactly. Speaking of that.
Let me show you these bumpers down here. Let me tell you about bumpers. This is a huge category for us. We've got all your Texas Square, boxed in, the American Eagles that everybody likes now. But we've got the big wraparound bumpers for all your aerodynamic trucks, which are ever increasingly popular. So from chrome, stainless, even painted bumpers for your work trucks, we've pretty much got these truckers covered. How about we'll head on over here and I'll show you the exhaust.
Awesome.
That's exhausting.
A lot of customers come to us also for the big drop visors and grills. We've got stock replacement grills, custom grills for all your trucks. Western Star, Volvo, Peterbilt, Freightliner, Kenworth, and the list goes on and on.
That is awesome.
You know, nothing changes the attitude of a truck like a sun visor.
Yep.
It goes from stock to gangster.
Quickly.
Gives it some attitude, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's head on over this way. This is kind of a fun area right here, especially in the summer months when families are vacationing. They'll come in here and get a t-shirt or a hat, a license plate for the whole family. And we've not only got the Chrome Shop Mafia line, we've got several other lines of cool trucking t-shirts. We're really proud of our exhaust options here at 4State. We've got several brands to choose from. We've got several price levels to choose from. We've even got one brand of exhaust has a 5-year warranty. That's unheard of this day and age.
Absolutely.
There again, we've got them for most makes and models, and if we don't have a kit for your truck, we can probably put together the components to get something to make it work for you.
And you got all the mufflers and everything to go with it?
Oh yeah, got the shorty mufflers clear up to the stock ones that go behind the sleeper, all of your clamps and elbows, an extensive line of exhaust products, and our shop installs quite a few exhaust kits each and every week.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So, is there anything for a truck you don't have?
There probably, wait a minute. Yes, there are a few things, although the list is small.
Yeah, I could see where it would be, because I don't know of a one-stop shop for trucking that in my life I've ever seen.
That's what we've tried to do. You said it. Unprompted. We want to be a one-stop shop. If you need a stock replacement fan motor for your heater, we've got it. If you want a bumper flip kit, we've got it.
Yeah.
If you want a wooden steering wheel and a set of quarter fenders, we've got it.
That's
you know,
amazing.
a little something for everybody.
It's amazing.
And
Absolutely.
if we don't have what you need, maybe we can fix what's broke on yours.
Right.
Take a look at this. Fenders is another big line for us. You know, from quarter fenders, half fenders, full fenders, and then, you know, now the full radius fenders are popular. And we've got them in poly, fiberglass, smooth aluminum, diamond plate, stainless steel, premium stainless steel. We've got so many fenders, sometimes I can't keep up with all the options.
I understand that.
Yep. And you know, with every fender, you're going to need a specific bracket kit for the most part. We've got kits for most every fender in here to make the installation a little bit quicker and easier. We've got a wide line of fenders.
And a good group to put them on.
That's right. Over here. Something else a lot of folks don't realize, we've actually here at 4State got our own line of collision repair parts. Best Fit is 4State's house brand of aftermarket parts such as grills, headlights, hoods, fuel tanks, fairings, mirrors. Now these aren't custom parts. These are just aftermarket, but they're stock replacements at about 40 or 50% of the cost that go into the dealership.
For the fleet guys.
Fleet or owner operators, you know.
Right.
Say you're driving a 2016 Cascadia and a driver backs into you, you know, instead of going to the dealership and paying OE price, we can probably fix you up for a fraction of the cost. Most of our parts have a 2-year warranty where you're only going to get 1 year at the dealership, so there's a lot of good reasons to reach for a Best Fit part, more so than an OE part on occasions. But we stock them not only for the big Class 8 trucks going down the highway, but all your work trucks as well. So Best Fit is an up-and-coming category here at 4State.
That's awesome.
Here at 4State, we see a lot of flatbedders, heavy haulers, guys pulling a step deck. So years ago, we took on a line of straps, ratchets, chains, tarps. But nowadays, you can come to 4State, not only rig up all your equipment, you can get your cab racks, toolboxes, step boxes, in-frame toolboxes.
Man.
I mean, when it comes to flatbed and cargo securement cab racks, we have got you covered.
And you
That's
got
incredible.
them from the top to the bottom, it seems.
You talk about a fun display. This here's a trucker's favorite. They all kind of gravitate back here to the train horns. And we've got, you know, all the traditional ones that the truck stops and chrome shops have. And they sound great, they are loud, and they're affordable. But if a guy wants the real deal, we got the big cast aluminum that are just like the ones on the locomotives.
Wow.
1 bell, 2 bell, 3 bell.
Just a little noise.
That's incredible.
That'll get that four-wheeler's attention when he cuts you off. When he makes that quick lane change about 6 feet in front of you. Hey guys, this is some pretty cool stuff I want to show you. Everything here was built by the boys right out here in Cody's Fab Shop. Now these are things that are born and manufactured right here in Joplin. We build our own line of visors, fender guards, rear tail light bars, the cab and cowl panels that are real popular on the long hooded trucks, as well as any kind of custom deck plate or custom part at all. These guys can build it. Built by the boys here at Chrome Shop Mafia.
That's pretty cool. You can say, I got it.
That's
from
it.
the Chrome Shop Mafia.
Let me tell you a little bit about our Best Fit line of engine cooling. This is going to cover your radiators, your charge air coolers, even your air conditioning condensers. Best fit, we've got the full line for medium and heavy duty. Everything's got a 2-year warranty, and we've got them in the aluminum plastic like the late model trucks have that are kind of, to be truthful, disposable.
Right.
Clear back to the copper brass like your old Kenworth, Pete's, and Freightliners have. We've got a full service shop on site that we're going to show you later. If it's an engine cooling assignment, we can tackle the project here at 4-State Trucks.
And you really don't see that anymore where you can get the old school stuff. Hard to find.
Right. Everybody knows you can go to 4-State and pick up a big chrome bumper, drop sun visor, or a set of full fenders. But actually, we've still carried the maintenance parts. Your airbags, your leaf springs, your suspension parts, oil, filters, starters, alternators. So for those weekend warriors that are working on their own trucks, you can come in here and get all your chrome and accessories and all your weekend maintenance parts.
Wow, so do you carry brakes too?
Brake shoes, wheel seals, wheel bearings.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's not our forte, but there again, we want to be a one-stop shop. If a guy comes in and wants to get a seat and a steering wheel and a set of quarter fenders, but he wants to change his oil this weekend, we don't want to have to make him run all over town. We want to fix him up here.
I had no idea that you carry them here, and that to me is very, very handy to be able to go to one place and get everything.
You know, the aftermarket industry, as far as big truck parts, has grown radically in the last 5 years. And there are some quality aftermarket parts. In most cases, like our cooling line, it actually exceeds OE quality. Those aftermarket parts in some cases are going to outperform and outlast the original equipment. Now this is kind of a neat department here at 4-State Trucks, because you go back just 4 or 5 years ago, this didn't exist, but these folks here are doing customer returns. Maybe a trucker ordered something and it was not what he thought he ordered and he wants to return it, or it showed up freight damage. These folks in here are going to help them work through all that. Plus, our live chat guys are in here. You wouldn't believe how popular, even with truckers, it's getting to live chat. So, you know, if they're busy, don't want to call, get stuck on hold, have to play phone tag with a salesman, a lot of times they'll live chat, find out the basics of what they're wanting, then just call in their order. Come on out here and we'll show you what's next.
All right.
Now, one thing we do here at 4-State Trucks that's a lot different than some chrome shops is we offer professional installation on most everything we sell. So, you know, if you're a trucker, you come in here and let's say you pick out a couple of seats you want to get installed. You can march right over here and see Dustin and then Jimmy. We got Dustin here as our service writer, and he's going to work with the trucker or the customer to get him booked in, make an appointment, make sure all these parts are here. And then Jimmy is our shop manager, and he's going to work with the techs to make sure it goes as smooth as possible. But this is a really neat feature that we're proud of here at 4-State Trucks.
That is really cool.
I can see where you would be, because truckers oftentimes buy stuff and never have anybody put it on.
Well, not only that, they can't really afford to go to a dealership and pay dealership prices. Nothing against dealerships, they do a great service, but they can't do that. And then some of the parts are so intricate, they don't really feel comfortable doing it themselves under a shade tree this weekend.
Right.
So that's where these guys and our techs out here come into play, and hopefully everybody leaves here with a big smile on their face.
Good
well,
job,
Jimmy,
gentlemen.
let's go out here in the shop and show us what you do.
Okay.
So out here in the shop, we do just about anything you can imagine, from mild to wild. The bulk of our business, what Jimmy and his techs do is, you know, just put on a set of full fenders, a set of stacks, a sun visor, a bumper, a seat, some shifter accents. But we can do the jobs a little bigger than that as well.
So along those lines, this one over here is a 379 Pete, and we're putting a custom 359 style dash in it. So on this truck here in particular, when we got it, it was white with purple fenders, and it was in really bad shape. The original color was this green color. So the owner wanted it taken back to the original color, and then him and his wife picked out the stripe scheme for it, and it's all paint, no vinyl. And once we got it back from the paint shop, now we're slowly putting the whole truck back together.
Interesting story. The gentleman that owns this, you might ask yourself, why would somebody invest so much in a 96 model? It's one of the first trucks he bought new and original. So he wants to put it back as good as it was the day it was born. So once we got it back from the paint shop, we're fully accessorizing the outside as well as jazzing up the interior. So it's going to feel like a new 96 model. Hey, another pretty unique service we offer here at 4-State that's different than most chrome shops is Cody and his crew do full on-site metal fabrication. So anything a guy can dream up out of smooth aluminum, diamond plate, or even polished stainless steel, these guys can build it.
That's awesome.
And we've got about 10 guys in the shop. We've got a couple of 10-foot press brakes, a couple of 8-foot press brakes, a 10-foot shear, polished rolls. We can do most anything we need to do right here in-house. We do have a couple of vendors for the few things that we don't have right here on site that we can go through. So, you know, between us and some local partners, there's just about nothing that a guy needs that we can't handle.
They stay pretty busy doing production runs. So the things you see on our website, say for instance a frame cover, air tank wrap, or an airline box, they'll build those 20 or 30 at a time, and then they'll send them over to our warehouse, which you're going to see later. And that gets them available for folks that order online, folks that come to the counter. We can just call one up, put it in their hands right now. But also, we offer full service custom one-off. So Cody can tell you how that works.
We do get a lot of requests for that, and that's something that we always have a heavy focus on. You know, we'll have guys come in with, they might have a drawing on a napkin or a Post-it note or just an idea in their head, and you know, we'll try and make that a reality for them.
For a guy that owns trucks, that's almost phenomenal that we can get it from somebody that don't have to wait on somebody else all the time and worry about the freight to you and then the freight to us. That's incredible.
Some of the cooler, edgier, more custom stuff comes out of the fab shop here, you know, to give you a unique look that your buddy don't have on his Peterbilt.
That's right.
And, you know, in addition to production, custom one-off parts that we try and always maintain a big focus on, new part development's always on our forefront too.
The new product development he was talking about is like these parts behind us are for the new Kenworth W990. We're coming out with what, a couple of dozen parts for that truck. We're working on several parts now for the new Cascadia, the 18 and newer, and then we're marching on towards a 567 Peterbilt and the new Western Star, the 5700 XE. So.
Awesome. Most impressive, Brian.
Well, thanks, Cody. Appreciate the info, bud.
Thanks, Cody.
Thank you.
A lot of truckers may not realize this, but here at Four State Trucks, we've also got automated wheel polishing. Les here with these machines behind us, he can take any wheel, 19.5, 22.5, or 24.5. You can drop it off to us like this, and when you pick it up, it's going to look real similar to this.
Wow, that's most impressive.
Yeah. Most drivers just drop off their wheels, come back and get them a few days later, but you can actually drive into Four State. We'll throw a hydraulic jack under there, pull them off, get them in the machine, polish them, put them right back on.
Be out in a few hours.
Yeah.
Impressive.
I feel like I'm full of surprises today, but this is our full service cooling and radiator shop. Josh Hurley runs this division, and out here we do everything from just remove and replace truckers, just a stock radiator, so we can repair, we can build heavy duty custom stuff, and the services just goes on and on.
Yeah, so we're able to go the full spectrum. So if you want to go from an AC job on an old classic 359 like this one here, or restoring an old cab over or a tractor running down the road that's plowing fields, we can do all the radiator service here in our shop.
All right, let's keep rolling.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Good work,
Yeah,
Josh.
thanks.
Hey guys, what we're standing in the middle of is our call center. So, you know, 6 days a week, these folks are answering calls from truck drivers, fleets, body shops, dealerships, just about anybody you can imagine, coast to coast that needs truck parts. They're going to call in here, explain what they want. We're going to check stock, get them a freight quote, and hopefully get it shipped out that same day to them.
That's awesome.
Well, I got to tell you, this is more of an operation that's geared to customer service. And having been in the truck industry for 30 years, I find nobody that parallels you. It's just not out there.
Right. A lot of things have changed over the years. You know, as customers, they need their parts quicker. They want to make sure they get their damage free. And it's just tougher to live up to the high standards today that our customers deserve. But we're giving it one heck of a try. Most everybody down here is selling the chrome and accessories, which is kind of what Four State's most noted for. But when you go upstairs, there's another call center, if you will, much like this one. That's where we're doing the collision parts, the best fit parts we talked about. And we've got folks up there that are selling the fuel tanks, the Bauer toolboxes, things of that nature. So lots of people here taking phone calls, as well as, you know, all the internet orders also come into this building as well. Wow. So these folks over here to your right, they're capturing those internet calls and getting them processed, getting back to those customers, letting them know tracking numbers, their order shipping today, that sort of thing. So it's just like the rest of Four State Trucks, it's a non-stop flurry of activity. Once they take the order in here, they verify everything's available, get the customer's credit card obviously and ring it out. Then the order's going to print out here in our warehouse and we're going to get it shipped out. So let's head on out there next.
Okay.
Check that out.
Guys, this is our receiving area. So you can imagine, you know, with customers calling in ordering parts, with customers ordering online, with customers driving up to the store and us bringing the parts up from our warehouse, receiving stays pretty busy because to sell all those parts, you got to have receiving to get them in, get them inspected, and get them on the shelf. So these receiving guys actually work 2 shifts, 5 a.m. in the morning to 11 p.m. at night, kind of a staggered shift, and there's a lot of activity goes on in this area.
I understand that from the looks. That's a lot of volume of items that have to be put up, separated, sorted, and all that kind of stuff.
It is, you know.
Most impressive.
So many times I get focused on the shipping, which is vitally important.
Right.
But without the receiving, your shelves get empty pretty quick, and then where are we?
Right. Understandable.
So, let's go over here and we'll see how these parts go out to customers.
Okay, cool.
Now this part of our warehouse was just added on in 2019, so this part's fairly new. It's full of just all kinds of general parts. It's sort of everything we're going to look at here in the next few minutes. This is our overflow.
Wow.
Everything from seats, you saw fenders, tire chains, you name it. This is kind of just general parts. This next section, really interesting, because about 5 years ago, we decided to make a big push on engine cooling. Radiators, charge airs, AC condensers, and we branded it all with our brand, Best Fit. So these components are made especially for us.
Wow.
Up to our quality standards. So everything in this area is all engine cooling. Now here, with this new construction, it allowed us to get some semi-weatherproof storage for all of the cab guards and headache racks.
Right.
I've been all over the country, seen a lot of places, and I've never seen anybody that had over half dozen or a dozen cab racks in stock. And as you can see, we're probably looking at 55, 60 of them, maybe a few more. Yeah.
We've even had problems getting them because somebody never didn't stock more than 4 or 5.
It happens, it sure does. This portion of the warehouse here is where our UPS shipping stations were. And that being said, we tried to put all of the small items that are likely to go out in a small box in this warehouse so that they're close to that shipping station.
Makes sense.
So this is a lot of your smaller items that we've got here in stock at 4 State Trucks.
Well, it sure looks like to me you put a lot of thought into this. It just didn't throw it up there.
Well, we're just, my brother and I and the bulk of the longtime players here, we're pretty much just old parts men, you know?
Yeah.
But we leaned on a lot of people and consulted with a lot of people that were warehouse specialists, and it's really quite amazing at the time savings you can get by laying out your warehouse in a certain way.
You're absolutely
Customers
right.
really appreciate that too.
I'm impressed.
Oh, yeah.
This is state of the art.
This here was our original construction built, I lose track of time, let's say back in 99, 2000. And at one time, this was our warehouse, but as you can see, we've went to the east here a couple of times to expand our footprint. You get in here and it becomes obvious, things got a lot bigger. The components on the shelf are big and sizable. I mean, we got fenders of all shapes and sizes, plastic, stainless, aluminum.
Well, at least you're thorough in your business, and that's what truckers need. I mean,
oh, yeah.
Being a truck owner, you run into that problem. You get parts here. Well, we don't have everything to put it on.
Right, right. And, you know, when I first started out, I was kind of guilty of I want to stock the parts I like.
Right.
Well, my tastes aren't your taste or your taste, so you got to have several different kinds of fenders, several different kinds of front bumpers, you know, to accommodate everybody. You can see here behind us, this is kind of more on the collision parts line. These are all fuel tanks.
Wow.
So these All-Tech is all aluminum diesel fuel tanks, reefer tanks, hydraulic PTO wet kit tanks, as well as the entire back wall. So when you think of fuel tanks, we've probably got the one you're looking for.
It's amazing, Brian.
You get into here, you start getting into exhaust. Chrome stacks, elbows, spools, top stacks. Everything right here, pretty much both sides stacks. And then one of our biggest categories, this row, the next row, the next row, the 3 on that side is all front bumpers.
Wow.
You know, my dad hasn't been around in many years. I mean, we lost him in 05, but even back then, he was just in awe, like, son, how can so many trucks need front bumpers? And it's tenfold what it was back then. You know, you think of it, that's the first one to any fender bender, it's that front bumper.
I promise you, owning trucks, I know, they tear them bumpers up first.
Job sites, they put you in there, they want you to jump curves and switch docks. It happens. So front bumpers is a big part of what we do. The Bauer toolboxes, that's your under trailer boxes.
Right.
You know, your square, rectangular, we got them in black. We got them in aluminum. We got them in stainless steel. And Bauer, we're the exclusive distributor in the entire United States.
Yeah, that, and I'm just blown away by the amount of parts you keep for trucks.
Oh yeah.
Nobody has this. I mean, I've been in this business 30 years. I've never seen anything like this.
It takes a big warehouse and a lot of racks to store them all.
Boy, you're right there.
So as you can see, there's a lot of parts here at 4-State Trucks. What I'm going to show you now, this is our UPS packing line. So when folks are ordering, we're trying to get their order out the same day that they called it in or ordered online. So the guys will go around and pick the order like you're seeing now. They're going to set it on one of these 4 lines, and then the crew's going to pack it up in the best way that they possibly can so that it arrives damage-free and on time. They easily pack several hundred orders just going out UPS, FedEx, US Mail each and every day, and we do ship on Saturdays.
Wow, that's impressive.
You know, our dad taught Bryce and I, you can't fulfill the customer's needs if you don't have the part in stock. So we've invested big in having the inventory on hand so that we can control the whole packing, the shipping, the communication experience, and know what we're telling you to the best of our knowledge is right. Whereas a lot of companies may drop ship from other locations other than their own, and we do some of that, don't get me wrong. Nobody can stock everything,
Right.
but we really take pride in having the part you want when you need it.
Since I've been in this business 30 years, I've never seen anybody with this kind of service. It's just not out there.
Well, what gives us an edge is we've been in, you as a trucking company owner, you as a mechanic needing to get that truck out of your bay, you as a body shop needing to get that truck in the paint booth. We know that time is money. Sometimes more sensitive than other cases, but speed is everything.
You're absolutely right. You're
We work
absolutely
real
right.
hard on getting things turned quick, fast, and efficiently. Now this is the UPS packing station. Let's go this way and I'll show you where we do the bigger skids for LTL shipping.
Okay.
Now we saw the UPS line, and what we got here, these are your skid shipments, LTL going out on a host of different trucking companies. 4-State's probably most well known for chrome and accessories, fenders, visors, bumpers, things like that, but we ship a lot of collision repair parts, hoods, fairings, fuel tanks, grill assemblies, things like that are too big to go UPS, so they've got to go out on a pallet. These guys here stay awful busy packing those, and they're not near as easy and quick to package as a carton or a box, as you can imagine. We build a lot of our own crates. You can see a hood going by behind us, so that we can do our part to make sure it arrives damage-free. These guys on any given day probably ship well over 100 pallets. Wow. So a host of activity on this side of the warehouse as well.
So tell us about this board here. How does that motivate your help?
Well, you've heard the old saying, you can't manage it if you can't measure it, or you can't measure it if you can't manage it. You know what I'm trying to say?
I know what you're trying to say.
Well, this lets the guys look up there and kind of know the status for today. Like for instance, they've got 27 palletized shipments yet to go get picked off the shelf and staged for packing. They've got 10 already staged, just waiting to get skidded up, and they've got 46 already, and it's early, it's pre-noon. They've got 46 of them palletized, as you can see behind us, and ready to go out tonight. So at about 4:30, 5 o'clock, all of our freight haulers will be lined up to back into these 4 doors and get loaded and get out of here. Well, fellas, I hope you've enjoyed today. I've had a ball. We're really proud as a team here at 4-State Trucks to what we do day in and day out, taking care of our customers and truckers. And surely you didn't realize all the things that went on behind the scenes here at our store.
It's absolutely incredible. And I got to tell you, having been in the trucking business for over 30 years, I have never walked into a place like this that had everything.
That's awesome.
And I'm amazed. I'm absolutely amazed that it's a one-stop shop like this.
We work real hard to have a big selection, fair prices, and hometown, like down-home hospitable service.
Yeah, I felt comfortable the whole time I'm here, man. It's just amazing that you guys can do this for people.
Yep. Well, you all have a safe ride back to Oklahoma City.
Thank you, sir.
It's been our pleasure. Keep in touch.